Previously on Power Reviews. After discussing what was to come.
The mid-season finale. I really don't understand why this concept requires further explanation.
Database Ranger discovered a pleasant surprise. This is one of the stronger episodes of Power Ranger Samurai. But what other surprises will the future bring? Find out next on Database Ranger's Power Reviews. Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to Power Reviews. Well, here we are at the mid-season finale of Power Rangers Samurai. Power Rangers as a whole has had a fascinating history with season structure, and was, in fact, a pioneer of the mid-season finale. To once again elaborate on this phenomenon,
No.
What?
No.
Why?
I covered this topic previously, and as I explicitly stated, I saw no reason for further explanation.
But what about our viewers?
You mean people have actually been watching this?
Well, not a lot, but some.
Fine.
Thank you, Doctor.
Eye contact.
Okay.
The majority of American television tends to follow a standard fall to spring season, with the series commencing in approximately September and concluding in approximately the following May. A mid-season hiatus often occurs in December and January, with the series resuming just in time for February sweeps. However, Super Sentai functions off of a continual February to February cycle. Although Saban originally produced the series based on an American cycle, Power Rangers Zeo marked the beginning of the shift toward the Sentai cycle, with each new installment commencing at the beginning of the year rather than in the fall. However, the summer hiatus remained a part of the airing schedule up through Lightspeed Rescue, resulting in a number of episodes which could be considered simultaneously season finales and mid-season finales, depending on perspective. I don't know why I continue to tolerate this.
Alright, moving on. Samurai marked our first summer hiatus in over a decade, therefore giving us our first mid-season finale since the Cobra Strikes, which, going off production numbers, was also the first time the production team didn't consider a summer hiatus to be a break between seasons. So can this one live up to all that and act as a satisfactory continuation of the Tengen Gate? Let's find out with episode 16 of Power Rangers Samurai, Boxed In. After a quick
last time on Power Rangers Samurai,
Antonio and G make sure to also summarize the events of last episode.
Man, they're pretty banged up after that run-in with Arachnator, huh?
It's crucial that you fill this black box with all the Rangers' symbol powers.
But Jaden is out there.
And now that we're all caught up, it's time to go out and find him, right?
The black box is the priority.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this thing supposed to
Unite the symbol powers of all Rangers into one.
Wouldn't that be difficult when you're missing a Ranger?
This is the ultimate hack job.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. Most of the season has actually been a pretty direct translation. Out in the wilderness, Decker's shoulder gets tired and he decides to drop Jaden into the water.
Stay under. The water will purge the poison from your system.
How is it supposed to do that? Is he supposed to drink it? Or inhale it? Because I'm pretty sure the latter will lead to some serious breathing problems. Meanwhile, down in the Netherworld, Akaru desperately tries to explain his actions from the previous episode.
I was trying to get rid of the Red Ranger, but I think you're thinking that I was thinking of betraying you. I hate all this thinking.
I know, Akaru. Most of this is better if you don't think about it. Xandra dismisses his minion's excessive ramblings, instead focusing on his larger concern. Decker has gotten in his way one too many times, and he wants Dayu to take him down. Though clearly displeased, Dayu agrees, and sulks off to complete her mission. And with a quick ooh-ah-ooh, Master Xandrid and Octoroo go watch Arachnator do the tortured red electric boogaloo. Little Squidbilly's not the only one who can rhyme. But anyway, in the meantime, that was totally unintentional. The strain of using symbol power to hack into the black box is starting to take its toll on Antonio, while Mentor G advises him to use caution.
You must pace yourself. Using symbol power is incredibly draining. Don't overdo it.
It's nice to see G showing concern over his well-being.
If there's another Nalok attack, you're the only Ranger that's healthy enough to respond.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want him to ignore the fact that his best friend has been both poisoned and kidnapped, instead focusing on reformatting a magical device that no one has been able to master, with no guarantee that he will succeed or even survive. And you want him to be careful because you might want him to go out and fight a monster that knocked out 4 members of the team without breaking a sweat? And this is the guy whose morpher you stole a few episodes back because you didn't think he deserved to be a samurai. You are not a nice person. In the other room, Kevin decides he's sick of nap time and wants to go out and do something. Mia reminds him that he's not alone, and that helping each other would be the best way to help Jaden. Personally, I think that finding Jaden would be the best way to help him, but what do I know? In a cave by the shore, Jaden awakens from his medicinal drowning to find Decker by the fire, happily willing to explain his motivations.
I'm searching for the ultimate duel.
Which duel?
The duel that you and I will have?
Oh, that duel! Although Jaden objects to fighting for the sake of combat, Decker explains that he has no choice in the matter. The half-Nihilakh was once human, but not anymore, and the ultimate battle is the only way to end his cursed existence. Dayu watches sadly from deep in the cave, quietly suggesting that she knows the truth behind Decker's past. On the shores of the Sanzu, Master Xandred's torturous powers have finally mutated Arachnator into a mindless force of destruction, ready to be unleashed on an unsuspecting city. Antonio finishes formatting, and the other Rangers emerge from recovery just in time for the alarm. And they all know exactly what they have to do.
You guys go take care of the Nihilakh, and I'll go find Jaden.
No,
What?
you must finish the black box first.
Okay, look, we have no way of knowing that the black box will even work, and we are talking about someone who you raised from childhood. Are you evil? Is this how you became Emperor Grum? The Samurai Truvian Rangers decide that having one Ranger's life pointlessly be left in jeopardy isn't enough, and turn their power discs over to Antonio before leaving to battle the Nihilakh. And speaking of pointlessly placing one's life in jeopardy, Bulk and Spike have decided they've had enough training and it's time to go out into the world and be true samurai. They start small, with Spike assisting a helpless old lady across the street. But once the attack begins, they quickly find out she wasn't so helpless after all. While Bulk and Spike seek a good place to hide, the mutated Arachnator attacks the city's rebel district. The Rangers grab his attention and almost immediately regret their actions. Meanwhile, Antonio uses his sweet Mario Kart Wii skills to guide the power of the Dragon Folding Sword from Kevin's disc into the black box. He tries to do the same with Emily's Ape Sword, but...
I just don't have enough symbol energy to finish it fast enough.
How long was this supposed to take? No one's ever done this before, and you seem to get the Dragon Zord in there pretty fast. Just as he feels ready to give up, Antonio suddenly has a stroke.
What?
Not on how to finish the black box, of course, but how to find Jaden, which he promptly does with the help of his samurai morpher.
Look, I can't finish the black box now, but I can help Jaden.
Come on.
Go.
It's about time! Of course, this does make the rest of this episode up to this point entirely pointless. Good job! In the cave, Decker declares that Jaden is ready to fight, explaining that his hidden secret makes him a perfectly twisted match, and that his willingness to sacrifice himself to protect the sealing symbol proves that he has the perfect warrior spirit. But before their perfect duel can begin, the Gold Referee Ranger leaps between them, claiming that Jaden is still too weak to make a proper opponent. Decker reluctantly lets them go, but promises that their next meeting will mark their ultimate duel. On the field of battle, the other four Rangers demonstrate how their previous injuries and lack of power discs apparently provide no impediment to taking out the Moogers. Glad we made such a big point about that earlier. Arachnator is still too much for them though, until Antonio and Jaden arrive to bail them out. The Gold Ranger returns their discs, cheerfully explaining that the powerful talisman that was worth risking the lives of the entire team for ended up not getting finished after all. But it's okay, they can always try again later. With their symbol powers nearly depleted, the Rangers try to take out Arachnator with a quintuple slash. Oddly surprised that their low-level attack didn't defeat the most powerful monster they've ever seen, the Rangers decide to try again, this time with Antonio putting his own special spin on things. And they succeed in making him run away. Well, of course they're gonna run right after him, but oh! Giant Moogers. Well, I guess that would be a problem. So the Rangers summon their Zords and...
You go take care of Arachnator. I can smack these guys down without even breaking a sweat.
Then why did all 6 of you summon your Zords? That doesn't...
More Moogers?
Okay, this battle is starting to seem really familiar. I guess they're trying to create a set of giant Mooger bookends with the Tengen Gate. Anywho, with the Moogers defeated, it's finally time to...
Arachnator's long gone by now.
Wait, Are you not even going to check for him? I guess not. So the Rangers return home to the Sheba house, where Jaden wants some alone time to mull over Decker's words. But another quick word from his friends reminds him that, unlike the cursed swordsman, he does have a choice in his actions. And Jaden chooses to join his friends, heading inside to develop their new strategy for the tough times ahead. And that's the end of our episode. So what did I think of it? Well, this one is all over the place. We do get some nice character moments with Jaden and Decker, and some fun entertainment from seeing Bulk and Spike finally attempt to integrate themselves into the plot, but so much of this episode is focused on Antonio's attempts with the black box, and it feels like there's an active effort to downplay the importance of Jaden's situation. Now, keep in mind, 3 out of the past 7 episodes, including the cliffhanger immediately preceding this, have focused on the ceiling symbol, and how Jaden's the only one who can use it. So, why is the black box a higher priority? Aside from obvious marketing for Super Samurai.
One person is insignificant compared to the fate of the world.
That's true. Unless that person is directly tied into the fate of the world. This would be fine if there were any indication the black box can be completed without all 10 power discs, and is somehow vitally necessary to winning this specific battle. But there is no indication of either. Not to mention that after all this stress and all this build-up, they give up on it halfway through the episode, completely undermining this plotline in favor of one that is explicitly stated to be less important. Oddly enough, all of this stems from one single hole in the plot. How did G get a hold of the black box? Last we saw, it was in Jaden's hands, and if he still had it during the course of this episode, then that would eliminate the inconsistent conflict of priorities while also providing the added danger of the Ranger's most powerful weapon falling into enemy hands. But to spend the entire first half of the episode stressing the completion of the black box and how the other 4 Rangers are in no condition to fight, only for both those plotlines to have zero effect on the episode's conclusion? Well, that would be like
wasting all of my time researching season structure only to become fixated on the internal consistency of a single episode.
Fair point. Sorry about that. As a mid-season finale, Boxed In takes all the plot lines leading up to it and leaves them either diffused, undermined, or unresolved, bringing all the momentum of the Tengen Gate to a grinding halt. But you know what? Mid-season finales are meant to leave something to be desired, and this episode definitely does that. So next time, let's see how things pick back up after the summer break with the mid-season premiere of Power Rangers Samurai Broken Dreams. Until then, farewell Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.